Right, so I'm back. I had my session. We're talking about snapshot tagging, and there's a few questions around that. So, snapshots for us is basically like technically when we hibernate a sandbox, we create the snapshots, and the point of creating snapshots is that forking those sandboxes is like exceptionally fast when they're hibernated. You can still fork a sandbox even when it's running, but it's a bit slower. So we have something called snapshots already in the SDK, but I don't think there's any, like the only thing it does is that it basically hibernates the sandbox after it creates it. So you have some files on your file system, it creates a sandbox, writes those files, and then hibernates it. The problem though is that you might not want to hibernate it after. You might not want to hibernate it immediately after you've written the files. You probably want to start some processes, and that's different for every sandbox, right? So I'm actually not sure how that works right now. But the point we want to do is be able to tag that sandbox. So it has a kind of like a version, like npm. And the question then becomes, should we actually prevent when it's tagged? Do we then say, like kind of like npm publish, you can't do anything with that published version. So you won't be even able to start the sandbox again. The snapshot is there to be forked, but you can't do anything about it. The problem though is that we kind of want to use this feature for something else, which is hashing the files, and then create a tag from that hashed set of files. But in that use case, we actually want you to be able to run the sandbox. So I'm not sure if this is going to be more of a up to the consumer. But yeah, that's something to figure out. And then so we need a new endpoint to actually tag it, because we don't want to do that. Well, that's also a question. Like, should you tag it when you create it? But that depends if you actually want to prevent it from being started again if it's tagged. That's the thing. That's the biggest question. The big question. Do we want to prevent starting it again when you've actually tagged it? And we can even like make that endpoint that tags it to actually hibernate as well, or at least check that it's hibernated. Check if hibernated. Anyways, and then we need a new endpoint that can actually create an alias. So you can have like latest or beta or whatever. And then we need to change the endpoint for sandbox creation to allow tags and aliases as an ID. And then the question is, what's the format? I guess tags should be like versions, like semver, and then alias is just a string. But yeah, so we need to answer those questions. But we were playing around with our being able to listen to tasks and their output. And I'm a little bit confused because we can see that we're creating a new shell, but I'm not getting any shell output. And I'm looking at the actual code for this, and our task provider is actually creating a command shell. Which means that when it creates a command shell, what did we get here? We got created. This is a shell that's being created, but there's no output on it. So it creates a command shell, and when creating that command shell, create command shell, it will go through and register shell listeners. So it just creates a command shell process. It runs the arguments or the command. It registers shell listeners, which is gonna be sending outputs on that shell. But we aren't getting any, which I find confusing. So when we get task updated, I wonder what the changes are here. So we're getting shell running. What are these updates? Is that because we're... Yeah, so here it got a port. So why aren't we seeing that output? That's the thing I don't understand. Yeah, what was this task update? Maybe it was more ports preview. Now we don't have a port. Oh, are there different... Oh, pm dev. And then we have the port again. That's weird. This just looks weird to me. This isn't what I would expect it to output. Okay, so I'm gonna change the logging a little bit. We're gonna do JSON stringify task null 2, so we kind of see the whole thing. And again, I'm wondering about this. Why don't we see... Oh, wait a minute. Is it because we... Oh, okay. Oh, wait a minute. I think we need... Oh, wait a minute. We did this... We should do this the opposite way. Yeah, sorry. So we should have... we shouldn't have shell output listeners. Yeah, sorry. Oh, yeah. We rather have to check whenever there's an output to a shell. We have to figure out if there's a task that actually has that shell ID. And if it does, then we're going to emit it. Yeah, this is stupid. So we're not going to do this. We're going to say picture client, clients.shell. I wasn't actually sure on shell out being generic. That's where I missed out on this. So we're just going to check to see if for const task of this this picture well, I guess picture client's task get tasks and actual tasks. Can I do this? No. Do I have a... Oh, that's so stupid. Because it's a record, and then... Yeah, whatever. For task ID in... Okay, let's see. Tasks. Come on. Tasks equals... tasks. So that will be tasks. Yeah, and then we output. So this is just a general listener. We don't need all of this stuff. That was overcomplicating it. Cool. So now let's take a look at, first of all, I'm gonna see every single shell out, shell ID, and then, yeah, I guess we would actually see it on, yeah, this makes sense. Let's build that. Oh, nice. Nice. Let's see. Let's move back here, I guess. Let's refresh and see if anything changes now. Oh, there we have. Wait, where's the? Oh, there it is. Created. Is this? I think this is my shell. Okay, so what happens if I restart this now? Why is there no shell out? This is so weird. So this is tasks on shell created. Why aren't we getting any shell out on this? This is a tricky one. Because if I do shell in or shell write, where is it? Shell write. Oh, that's task provider. Shell. So if I do shell write, what was it? Shell in? Shell in, sorry. Like I'm just writing to it, fine. And then we have the shell process. And this does a shell out, on, out, what the hell do we call it? Doesn't it have, where's on did output, sorry. On did output. And this is something we register. So when we task run, and if it's already, wait, where is it? If it's already running, this is stop run. Where is it? Task processes. Wait. Task run. This start task. Yeah. It's getting the task, sorry, and then get start command, blah, blah, blah. Here it disposes of it, and here it creates the new one. And we can see it create a new shell. And it's just create command shell. And this is happening on the shell provider. And then it starts it up, registers shell listeners. And it always just does shell out. Oh, wait a minute. Shell client IDs. Ah, this is why. Interesting. We are saying that you should only notify. But this is a quick fix. We can stop this. So it doesn't actually only notify. Well, I guess you can argue this is because here it won't be any client IDs, right? Because we're creating a shell, create command shell with task command and workspace path. But there's no user for this, right? So this user, yeah, I want to say that if it isn't created for a specific user, we're going to emit those events regardless. Or if it's the global user. Yeah, maybe we can check that. So command, well, sorry, register. Yeah, so we could pass in shell Yeah, but this dot client ID. Wait, was it this dot client IDs? No. Create command shell, register shell listeners, shell dot client IDs. But how do we actually create the shell? Create command shell. Where's the actual shell? So command shell process. And how do we build up the client IDs? So this just calls params on extend shell process. So on shell process, how do we set up the client IDs? Is this where we have the client IDs? Yeah, sorry, it's right there. All clients that has the shell open. Yeah, and I guess we never call. Okay, we have add client ID, remove client ID. And I guess that's it. Yeah. Okay, so when do we actually do that? So this is only when we create the shell explicitly or when we open the shell explicitly. Exactly. So what we can do here is we can just say, well, a couple of ways we can go about this. We can either say that when we register shell listeners, if there aren't any client IDs, we can notify everyone. Or, yeah, I think that makes sense. So if we notify, I wonder if that's a good way to think about it. Because we could be more explicit. We could say when we create command shell, like when we actually create this, we could also have an option that says notify everyone. It could be a bit risky to say. But what it also means is that we could like open the shell. Maybe that's a better way to do it. So we could, at least we could try that first, because that should give us access to, but that means we need the old implementation. So, okay, how should we do this? We move back to the old implementation and then let's see. Oh, come on. Oh, we're here. Okay. So has new shell. Yeah, so this one's still a bit weird because we don't need a disposable for everything. But when we have a new shell, what we want to do is we actually want to open it. This is a picture client. Actually, did I try this? Clients shell open. Oh, yeah, this is the problem. We can't. Yeah, this is the issue. Oh, I completely forgot because I went into that session. The problem is when you want to read shell output, you have to you have to set a size for your shell. That's the problem. But what we can do is task shell ID, and we can just set something. Oh, 80 rows. Didn't we have task shell ID? Oh, shell ID. Okay, we can try opening it. Oh, it's not async. Oh. Okay, we can listen. So we have shell, blah, 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 shell dot. And I think we have buffer now, which is like the current output. So we can say, we can give it that output, shell dot buffer, join, I guess. Yeah, so, but the problem is the size of the shell. You have to, so we have to change the listener. Let's see. So we're doing that, and then we're listening to any new changes. I think we should actually do that before. Yeah, let's do that first so that we get any new. So that should give us something, I think. The problem is we kind of need to close it as well. So this disposable here is like, well, it's getting killed, so maybe that's fine. Let's just try it. Yeah, what happens now? There we go. Oh, it looked a bit weird, but task updated. Oh, interesting. Okay, so it did work, but it had some weird output, which is likely all the updates to the task, I think. Oh, we don't have the if existing listener and task.shell shell ID actually equals shell ID. Then we're gonna return. It's just already have shell registered. Okay, well that's good. We got further. I do wonder why we don't have the latest shell output though. No, it's still weird. Did I build it? Yeah. Why is it so weird? It's like running. Yeah, you see this? Task updated, task updated. It could be that we actually send this. So if we don't send this, maybe that fixes it. Oops. We just have to open it so that to tell it that we're interested in it. Oh, refresh the wrong thing. So if I restart the task now, no, it's still tripled. It's almost like it registers the shell multiple times because we're getting the exact same output. Okay, let's just drop. That's weird to me. That is certainly weird to me. Oh, come on. I'm adding new shell. Adding new shell. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just because we're adding it multiple times. Why are we doing that? 237, 237. Why is it adding it again? I'm saying if we have an existing listener. Oh, are we using? No, it's task ID. Task ID. What? How can that be? How does it get there? Because it says task updated and we have the shell ID that ends with F26. And then it says adding new shell. And this is F. Yeah, and then we get like the created. Wait a minute, this is a different shell ID. F26? Which shell is this? I guess that's the old shell, sorry. Maybe? Oh, so that's the old shell, and then we get the new shell. Yeah, sorry. And then we get the new shell, which is 237. Oh, wait, is it because opening it is async? No, we open it after. Yeah, and we don't actually have to wait. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, it's the opening of it. Oh, okay. So we need to add it first and then open it. That's the issue. Because that takes time. And in the meantime, we're getting updates. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful. Nice. Cool. I think this is definitely, well, the thing is the size of the shell. You have to be able to define that. Well, or that's the question. Should you define that? I'm not sure you actually want to show this anywhere. It's more useful to identify the state of the task, because that's the interesting thing about like running stuff and just having shell output. You don't really know when it's idle. I wonder about that. Like, oh, I have this shell output, and I really want to identify when processes are running. Yeah, but you can't do that. You don't know the PID or anything. There's other mechanisms, like if you're running something that exposes a port, you have to listen for the port, stuff like that. Yeah. But maybe there's other things you want to like identify. Currently we're not like showing you one thing that I would imagine is like is it writing to standard error or standard? Yeah, I'm gonna check with the customer, like kind of say that I have a proof of concept, and just ask. Yeah, you know, let me do that right away. Let's see. Who was that? That was this one. So I am worked on a PC for being able to listen to task outputs. Let's see. Session.tasks.onTask. That would be task ID output. It will internally manage the replacement of shells on restart, etc. Is this what you wanted? You just need note that currently the output is hard coded to a shell view of calls 80 rows 24. But you just needed to read the Is this useful, or you would want some changes? Oh, we need to export. Let's see. Okay, while we're waiting for that feedback, we're also gonna fix something else. We need to actually export these two things. So the browser export WebSocket session and index also needs to export. Oh, and it does it. REST session from /sessions. Oh, wait, this is actually wrong. Wait, how was that even possible to build? Oh, because we have it here. Sorry. Excuse me. REST session from /sessions. REST session. Oh yeah, they're using instance type. Return. Okay. Wasn't it REST session? Oh, did I forget to rename it? No. Export class rest. What are you complaining about? Oh, duplicate. Where? Oh, I do export them here. Oh, that's weird. Okay, this is better. And then we have another piece of feedback, which is WebSocket session shells. Yeah, we need to export shell instance. Yeah, because I was reflecting on like how to best. What the hell? How to best export as types. Typically, you would want like a namespace, so that we don't just export everything on. But maybe that is fine. Like there's so many. Yeah, because there's just too many types. That's the problem. But for now, I guess we can just export all of them. Yeah, probably crashing, right? Yeah, exactly. Let's change that then. Client opts. Where's that coming from? Oh, is it here? Oh, we already had. Yeah, let's just import that. Okay, cool. Okay, nice. I'm just gonna see if I'm getting all the types from the clients or from the sessions. Let's see, are we getting some answers? I guess we could, wait, yeah, I guess we can just add it for now. And then we can just adjust it. So let's release a new version. Export all types and test task listener. npm pub. Oh, not npm. Now I have to be careful. npm run build. And this would be beta 4. And that would be npm publish tag beta. Now my watch is back up and rolling. So that would be this. Let's see. Oh. Come on. Coffee, npm. Nice. Okay, released beta 4, which should export all the types. We also added a PLC for session.tasks.onTaskOutput. Task ID output, which handles the complexity of shell replacement under the hood, allows you to reliably just listen to task output. Currently, shell size is hard-coded, but not quite sure what this is going to be used for yet. Please provide any feedback if useful. Cool. That's that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna, when's the session? It's at 2:30. Yeah. So I have an hour now to kind of see if I can finish up the documentation. Yeah, that's it. I think that's fine for now. That was kind of cool. We got something actually working, and yeah, I think that's it for this week. And then we'll have a more like focused effort next week, as we're gonna have like a sit down with the whole release and everything in about an hour. So that's gonna be great. Cool. That's it for now, and bye.